Well, here we are again, another Tuesday, and of course, it's a Tuesday after the election that we had last week, and I've been thinking about a question in my mind: whether Judaism interfaces with politics. I mean, are Judaism and politics, do they go along with each other? And in many ways, we know that our tradition is very much in favor of tikkun olam, of tzedakah, of doing the right thing, of being able to uh, do what is necessary to build a better world. But in other ways, I've been reflecting on how our tradition has survived precisely because we have managed to stay above the political foray that Jews find themselves in throughout history. Now, obviously, there are things that happen that affect us as Jews deeply, but in general, our tradition has given us tools to be able to survive. For example, we have a tradition where what's the most important thing? What's our most important possession? Well, our most important possession is not the wealth we amass or the homes we live in. Our most important possession is our minds and our learning. Our most important possession is Torah, not the physical scrolls, which may or may not be carried with us, and nevertheless, they're found everywhere. Our most important possession is our ability to reason and think and to create in our minds the lessons from the stories and from the texts and from the laws and traditions of our people. We carry those with us no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing. They are with us and in our mind, and no matter where we are, what we are. Indeed, our people, last night I spoke about our connection to the Hebrew language. And I think our people have survived because we have our own language. It is not the language of the land that we're living in. Yes, that's convenient for us. Yes, that's what we learn as children. Yes, that's what we use to talk every day. But we possess a holy language as well. it might be somewhat daunting to think about learning that language. It might be daunting to think about how to incorporate that language into our lives and learning. But that's an international language. It defies borders and boundaries. If you visit a synagogue in Mexico or in Japan, the Hebrew words will be exactly the same as they are everywhere else in the world. If you open a Torah text in Mexico or in Africa, the Hebrew text will remain exactly the same as it is in your home country. So we're connected in that way, in a very special way, actually in a way that meant Jews were equipped to survive through difficult times. And then there's another part of our existence. See, our ancestors, as we read in our Torah portions over these past few weeks about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they were all promised a homeland, a land. And yes, that land is in political turmoil, maybe more turmoil now than ever. But that land, that promise that they were given, was not a promise merely for a political state. It was a promise of something much higher, much more spiritual. It was a promise of a place and a time and a way of living where our people would be safe and protected, where families could dwell in security. And that dream was not just a dream of a physical location for the Jewish people. That dream actually was that we would light the light. We would show the nations how to exist together in peaceful harmony. Well, we haven't arrived there yet. Yes, we have the state of Israel, and it's a miracle. It's a miracle that that tears at our hearts currently. But the state of Israel is only part of the promise of what it is that our ancestors were promised by God. It is to be that example to the world, to show the world how we can live in harmony and how we can live together in an ultimate and higher peace. That knowledge and that hope and that promise keeps us above the political fray, no matter what is going on in the world around us, no matter who is elected, no matter what difficulties we may face. Our hope is still there, our desire is still there, and our knowledge that we will act in an ethical and an ethical and righteous way to affect that ultimate kingdom, to affect that ultimate peace that has been promised to our ancestors, and for which our ancestors struggled and passed to us that struggle. We're going to continue now with our prayer, our Kaddish prayer. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah. B'yama divra kirite v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. B'agala v'yizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach li'olam li'omei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitboar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yidadar v'yidaleh v'yidalal Shemei d'kudisha barichu. V'yela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'ramav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Thank you, friends. Have a good week.